Now let me tell you what Gaddafi did for the black African. He liked black Africans.
Did you know how evil Gaddafi was? When Muammar Gaddafi was the leader of Libya, life there was very different from what we see today. People didn't have to pay for electricity, it was completely free. There were no interest charges on loans, and owning a home was considered a basic human right. Education and healthcare, both were free for everyone. If someone wanted to buy a car, the government covered half the cost. Unemployed citizens received financial support, and newly married couples were gifted $50,000 along with a home. Gasoline was incredibly cheap, just 0.04 per liter. Plus, every new mother was given $3,000 for her baby. With so many benefits for the people, why was he removed from power and killed? Some call him a dictator, while others say he was protecting his country from outside control. What do you think? Let's talk about it in the comments.
Hello, this is Janetta. It is so exciting what's happening in Burkina Faso, and to be able to relate it to the things of the past. So hey, listen to this. We have more to talk about. This is part 2. You think Africa has chaos now. You let this thing that's going on right now, the momentum, if you let it die or desist, if we don't have another Ibrahim Traoré to come and step up, and we need more. We don't need you sitting back and looking and seeing how he's getting ahead. And then you'll make a decision that if he don't get killed the next year, you might try it. As a leader, I love him because he says, hey, I'd rather be dead in my grave than live as a slave. A man of power and wisdom and courage. You have the same ability in you, not only you man, but you woman. The president of Namibia right now, taking a stand. The president of Botswana right now, taking a stand. The president of Gabon right now, taking a stand. We have to change this around the narrative, and we cannot let happen to Ibrahim what happened to Muammar Gaddafi. And you know what? There was what do you call it? There were other Africans that helped in the situation. Now let me tell you what Gaddafi did for the black African. He liked black Africans. That's why the election of President Obama as president sort of got him off foot, fooled him. He kind of lost he put his weapon down, let's just say. He surrendered a little bit because he thought that Obama was an ally, was an asset.
Do you believe America is a dangerous nation where world peace is concerned? And do you feel any better about America since Obama has been elected president?
طبعا يعني اوباما حاجه استثنائيه بدون شك، لكن امريكا هي امريكا. يعني اوباما يعني حده الاقصى 8 سنوات.
But do you think he should stay forever?
يا ريت.
Why do you think he is an exception?
يعني الطرح اللي يطرح فيه وبين نتيجه ثقافته، ويبدو لجنس انه هو يعني افريقي وانه اسمر.
So you think his Kenyan descent is important?
طبعا كيف؟ هو جذوره حتى عربية وإسلامية، بالتالي هو يعني عقلية مختلفة عن عقلية اليانكيين اللي قبل.
A lot of Yankees and a lot of Americans generally would be very upset to be reminded that he has Islamic roots.
ليش شوف هم عنصريين.
Could you work with the man?
طبعا.
Do you think, could you imagine him coming to your country?
مش ضروري إذا جاء شيء جيد، لكن ليس مش ضروري يعني. أنا لا أطلب منه هذا، لكن لو حصل شيء جيد.
He did not know Obama was half and half, and it must have been the European half that did it. I don't know, because we got a lot of people that have black faces like you and I that are willing to turn us in and to destroy us. They don't care. They just want their yachts. They just want to go on the golf course. They just don't know. There's not one white black man in the United States of America that has control of the military and the weapons. If Obama would have did anything that Trump did, they would have hung him, shot him, did something. Because if they blew the head off of JFK because he didn't do what they wanted him to do, you know what they would have done to Obama. There's no way. But that's not why he did what he did. General Langley is not the only one they have used. It's amazing how they use these black officers and presidents and people in lead. But let's go on with Gaddafi. Let me tell you the story. The way they killed him was not befitting of a man of honor and what he did. During the time, years ago, not that many years ago, when you say 20 years past, it's not a long time. Here in Africa, you could not make a direct call. You had to go through Europe to make a call. And Europe was making millions and billions of dollars off of your telephone calls. But that's the way they had it. The infrastructure for communications they had not done here in Africa, or not promoted it to be done here in Africa. They tied our hands in every way that you could think of. And that was a problem they had with Gaddafi, because he introduced some new ideas to us. He said, why are you letting them come and get your crude oil, your gold? Why are you not processing it? We need to get together. So he was one of the uniters of the AU. He was trying to get us to consider monetarily being gold-backed. That was dangerous. The United States is not gold-backed, it's arm-backed. Gold-backed. And who has gold? Almost every country here has gold in that country. So he was a threat, because he was talking about unity the same way that Ibrahim and those in Mali and in Niger are talking about unity. That is a danger point. The unity that is so dangerous, because if we get together, they know what in the hell we can do. But I want you to listen to what Gaddafi did. And I can back it up. This video would tell you what he did.
Did you know how evil Gaddafi was? When Muammar Gaddafi was the leader of Libya, life there was very different from what we see today. People didn't have to pay for electricity, it was completely free. There were no interest charges on loans, and owning a home was considered a basic human right. Education and healthcare, both were free for everyone. If someone wanted to buy a car, the government covered half the cost. Unemployed citizens received financial support, and newly married couples were gifted $50,000 along with a home. Gasoline was incredibly cheap. just 0.04 per liter. Plus, every new mother was given $3,000 for her baby. With so many benefits for the people, why was he removed from power and killed? Some call him a dictator, while others say he was protecting his country from outside control. What do you think? Let's talk about it in the comments.
Right now, you have the pleasure of internet and the communications we have because of what he did. He backed it up with over 400 billion or million, I don't know what it was. But the video will tell you. And Africa only supplied 100 of it to put this system up. And we were the people that when NATO and those people went after him, we were the people that hid in the bush, just like we're doing right now with Ibrahim. Do you think that any of these countries are talking about anything? Uniting with him? No, they're silent. You'd almost think that Burkina Faso was not even in Africa, or Niger was not even in Africa, or Mali was not even in Africa, because they have turned their heads. They're trying to wait to see what will be done, and some of them are in cahoots with what needs to be done. Meanwhile, the people in Nigeria can't buy anything. The reason why so much corruption and doing the things they did and stealing and cheating and doing some of the things they're doing, that's for survival. Because they have it fixed. So you and I can't do it the right way, even if we wanted to. But I blame me and you for that. Because we're waiting and calling on the Most High for it to happen for us. And meanwhile, we got examples and opportunities to make a difference, but we pass them up. We have leaders that are selling our souls. And then if we democracy, we try to get them out of office here in Kenya, there in Tanzania, and all around Uganda. You try to get them out of office. They're trying to get rid of that president of Uganda, and every time they get out to say something or do something, he shoots them with his own police department. I don't even know how they do that. With his own military. Will your son that's in the military shoot you because President, what's his name? The 47. Trump. Say shoot him. During election time, people get missing and everything. As long as they're doing that kind of stuff, as long as they're still peeing in a hole here in Tanzania or in Kenya or in other places in Africa, outhouses, not even an outhouse, just peeing in a hole with showers on the outside, washing your body with a bucket of water that you had to go 2-3 kilometers to get the water to bring it to your house. Sanitation is one of the biggest problems that we have. It's killing us. High blood pressure and diabetes, depression, and bad food. Cheap oils, cheap this. Things that have toxicity would kill you. And Ibrahim is telling you, hey, let's come out of this. But remember Gaddafi. His people had everything. But them having everything did not do it. His allies here in Africa, in the black Africa, those allies turned against him. You understand that? I'm going to show you.
These African leaders turned their backs on Gaddafi. 10. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Liberia, publicly called for Gaddafi to step down and supported his removal. 9. Jakaya Kikwete, Tanzania. That's the African Union's call for Gaddafi to leave power. 8. Alassane Ouattara, Ivory Coast, gained power with French support and sided with NATO against Gaddafi. 7. Bingu Washington Mutharika, Malawi, First African leader to officially recognize Libya's NATO-backed government. 6. Jacob Zuma, South Africa, visited Gaddafi but later abandoned him under Western pressure. 5. Ali Bongo Ondimba, Gabon. Gabon voted at the UN to allow NATO intervention in Libya. 4. Abdoulaye Wade, Senegal, urged Gaddafi to step down and recognize the rebel government. 3. Goodluck Jonathan, Nigeria. Nigeria voted for UN military action against Libya, helping NATO. 2. Yoweri Museveni, Uganda, pretended to support Gaddafi but secretly worked with Western powers. 1. Macky Sall, Senegal. After taking power, he openly welcomed Libya's NATO-backed government.
They went against him. They hid out. They ran. Scattered. Gaddafi, is he your friend? Oh, who Gaddafi? Nah. If Gaddafi would have lived, where would we be today? If Gaddafi would have lived, where would the African Union be today?
What I wish I knew about Gaddafi's fall instead of just blaming the West. The truth is, Africa played a part too. Here's what really happened. Muammar Gaddafi dreamed big. He wanted a United States of Africa, a single currency, and freedom from Western control. For decades, he poured Libya's oil money into African projects, winning friends and sometimes enemies. But in 2011, when Libya erupted in civil war and NATO jets started bombing, Gaddafi found himself alone. Ugandan President Museveni still says African leaders betrayed Gaddafi, arguing they should have stood up against foreign intervention. He believes Africa's silence gave the green light for Western powers to step in, topple Gaddafi, and send Libya spiraling into chaos. But here's where it gets complicated. Some argue Gaddafi's own choices, supporting militants cracking down on dissent and switching from pan-Arab dreams to sudden pan-Africanism, left him isolated. Many African presidents mistrusted his style, seeing him as unpredictable or even dangerous. The African Union did try to mediate but lacked unity and muscle. Unlike Syria, which had Russian backing, Gaddafi had no powerful friends left. When push came to shove, Africa's divisions made intervention impossible. Since Gaddafi's fall, Libya's been in turmoil, and Africa's still struggling for true independence. Today, leaders like Ibrahim Traoré in Burkina Faso are taking up Gaddafi's call for sovereignty, facing the same old accusations and pressures. So, did Africa betray Gaddafi? Or did a lack of unity and trust doom both a leader and a continent's dream? One thing's clear, Africa's future depends on learning from its past.
We would not have Mama Ericana Chambori preaching and running around to try to get us to pay attention to what's going on here in Africa.
What is the damage that has been sustained because of colonial rule and apartheid?
Whew. Let's go back to, I guess when you look at colonialism and when it was finally just organized in a way that we would then have the Africa that we have today. For Africa, I'll take it back to the Berlin Conference.
That woman has given her whole heart to what's going on in Africa. That shows you that we women have a right and we have the privilege to do something. If these men don't do it, let's do it.
We must unite now. We must have one army. We must have one currency. We must have one foreign policy. We must be united. And I can hear the Osagyefo saying, I do not want to be the leader of that country. I simply want unity. And I'm saying that we must live here with one united government. They listen not to the Osagyefo. I can still hear those immortal words of the Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah telling his Ghanaian peoples that the independence of Ghana means nothing if the rest of Africa is not independent.
Hey, this is part 2. I'm going to stop it right here. There's more that will be said about Muammar Gaddafi and how it reflects of what's being done with Ibrahim Traoré in Burkina Faso right now. So we can make sure that we don't let it happen, that we are aware and make a change. So you just hang in there. Hey, this is Janetta. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're understanding the picture and what I'm trying to say to you. So hey, like it, share it, subscribe, help me out. Help me spread the word, because that's where it is. Our understanding of what is happening. Woo-hoo. Talk to you later. Hey, this is Janetta, and you're watching Africa Speak.